Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and today we're gonna do this problem right there, which is actually a high school coding problem for Python and pretty much asked in many exams. So today I'm gonna show you how to code this problem. So here we are given that we have to write a program that reads an integer n from keyboard and computes and display the sum of the numbers from n to 2n, and if n is non-negative and n is negative number, if n is negative number, then it is the sum of the number from 2n to n. So starting from here, also there is written starting and ending points are included in the sum too. Okay, so here first of all, as we were told, we're gonna take some n as input, and obviously when we have to get an integer input that reads an integer n from keyboard, so we're going to do n which is the defined variable which we are using right here, and then we're going to do int, the short form for integer plus defined function, and then we're gonna use the input function, and then we gonna enter the text which tells us that to enter an integer right there. Now the next main thing for our code is we have to make we can use multiple approaches for the question. Right now I'm using it from if loop's logic, and here we as we are said the numbers from n to fn to n if n is non-negative. So if we are gonna define the logic right here. If n is less than -1, then if n is bigger than -1, not less than. If n is more than or bigger than -1, which simply means it's non-negative as shown as asked in the question, we're gonna tell it to print all to print not to print to take the sum of all the integers from that to from n to 2n. So we're gonna first make the logic here, which tells us for I in range n to 2 of n plus 1. We're using the plus 1 because the second limit in the range, the second argument in the range function, not limit, the second argument in the range function, it won't really take itself, it will exclude itself and print all the ones before it and the starting point. That's why we're increasing its value from 1 to, oh I forgot, I took it as the capital N right here. Sorry for my mistake. Okay, and then we're gonna define some other thing which tells us if it's a negative number, then what we're gonna do, then we have to print it from 2n to n, from 2 times n to n. So we're gonna do it for I, and actually have to sum it up from there to there, so it would be 2 n. Oh my god, what happened here? I don't know why it's happening today. Then n+1, and then for the next thingy also have to make a sum of that. So here we can use a variable, for example var variable, and take its value as 0. And now what we're gonna do is, first of all, we're gonna for this one, for non-negative integers, we're just gonna do it like VAN. We have to take the sum of all the numbers in the range. That's why. So yes, let's continue it, and then we're gonna perform the same one here too. So equals I, and then at the end, if we have to, as we were told here, that we have to print the integer right there. Yeah, you can see the line numbers. So we have to print the integer, print the sum of integers. Same. Yeah, and if I show you to run the program right there. So I'm entering an integer which is actually like -7, so it's gonna show the sum of from -7 to -14, which is actually 8. And now if we take it for 7, it's gonna show 84. And for example, let's take a big number. So for 87,375, the sum is actually 11,451,717,000. Okay, so well, yeah, here's a query solved.